Paul Farbrace, I must admit, I was not looking forward to this interview when Sussex were 50 odd for 7, whatever it was. That was quite a morning's cricket, really.
Yeah, I just said to the lads up there, it's a lesson for us that for a day and a half we played magnificent cricket, and it shows the value of, Robbo and Jaydev together, just high quality, absolutely brilliant. I mean, Robbo got 11 wickets in the game, that's his quality, and at times this year, he's had niggles and injuries, he hasn't quite been at his best, but when you need your best players to stand up, they stand up, and it was one of those chases where I think today that, the way that, as I say, Oliver and Jaydev finished them off nicely this morning and calmed any nerves, and 60 to win or 61 to win, you think, just get off to a good start, let's be 30 for none, and the game looks after itself. And we were 20 for 1, whatever, and then, the pressure just caught hold and people started panicking and playing daft shots, and, it was a case of like, let's just get it won and done and finished, but we just played some daft shots. And look, it's a lesson. It's a lesson for all of us that, I thought yesterday afternoon we didn't bowl particularly well. After the new ball, we bowled really well the new ball, and then we started chasing wickets. There was almost like, well, it's going to be all over tonight. And, nobody rolls over and dies in Division 1. Everyone fights hard. And, Worcester at home, they've just come off the back of winning the One Day Cup. There are a lot of people here, that Worcester fans, that were desperate for their team to show some fight. And it made for an exciting morning this morning that none of us really wanted, did we? We were all hoping that, you get them for 2 and, you get off, shake hands and you can relax. I mean, look, I'm absolutely worn out. I'm exhausted, and I'd imagine that the players are exactly the same. You're looking around up there just now. We've just had a chat about our season. There's no, people leaping around like lunatics. They're all sat there exhausted, but they also know that, we've done extremely well this year. Having said that, we've still got an awful long way to go, and we've got a lot to learn. And this game has shown that. We've shown some brilliant cricket, and we've also had some disappointing cricket. But that's the nature of the game, And if everyone knew it was going to happen every day in a game of cricket, no one would turn up to watch. But look, I'm not getting overly excited. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with how our season's gone in Championship cricket. But I know that we've still got an awful long way to go, and we've got a lot to learn.
Quick chat about Ollie Robinson, because you say almost back to his best in this game. How important is it that Ollie has a good winter and is back raring to go for you in April?
Yeah, it's crucial. We want to make sure that he has a fantastic winter, and that he really is at the top of his game for the start of next season, because he proves, and he's done it a lot for Sussex over many years now, that when he's at his very best, he is outstanding. He is exceptional. And then you have him at one end and Jaydev the other, and they're two outstanding fast bowlers who are capable of taking wickets against any team in any conditions and winning games of cricket, and that's what they've both done, and that's why we're delighted they're on our team and not on someone else's.
Can we just recap on what's happening for next season? Who's coming into the club, Paul?
Yeah, so we've got Tom Price joining us from Gloucester, who will, as an all-round cricketer, will add to our runs and wickets. He's absolutely top class. Danny Briggs is coming in just to play T20, but also to take on a coaching role as well. So he'll do so many days coaching over the course of the year, and just to have his his personality around our team, and his knowledge and his experience. Briggsy is someone that the Sussex supporters know very well from his time before. I was lucky enough to tempt him away from Hove to Edgbaston, and the first year he came and he helped us win the county championship. And he's up there as one of the best all-time T20 bowlers, and he's someone that, as I say, not only will he contribute in T20 cricket, which he's only going to play, but he will also contribute around the team, the environment, about helping players to understand the game better, and understand how to win. So that's really, I think, an excellent signing for us across the whole package. And then our third one, of absolute He was here yesterday with us as
Dom
well.
Goodman.
Dom Goodman, sorry, yeah. Dom was here with us yesterday. Sorry about that brain feast, Dom. Apologies. So, Dom we've signed as well from Gloucester, who, I'm excited by him. You know, I think him and Pricey are two excellent bowlers. You know, Pricey obviously is a genuine all-rounder and will bat high up the order for us. Dom, you know, is one of the best young talents, seam bowling talents in the country. You know, and I'm really excited by him. I think he's someone that will excite people. He's got all the right credentials for bowling at Hove, where you get decent bounce. He's tall, he's got a great wrist position, and he will bring excitement to our attack. So, you know, you add those two into our attack with Crocombe and Hunt, you know, that we're developing nicely. I think we've got, you know, a very exciting bowling attack for next season. And that, you know, that we probably, and today probably showed it again, we probably could just do with one more little bit of experience in our batting area, and that's something I'm still looking at. So, you know, let's see what happens with that one.
And actually, coming back to that, Paul, so overseas next season, Daniel Hughes definitely back?
Yeah, so Daniel's back for the whole season, to from the start to the end, to play Championship cricket. So he'll play all of the Championship games and the T20. He doesn't play in the 50 over. We don't play in overseas in T20 in Championship. In 50 overs. And then we have Jaydev back for the back half of the season, and now we've got the fixtures, sort of the idea what the block looks like. We can work out what games Jaydev will be back for. So we've got a gap at the start of the season and a second one for T20. So they're the two that we are working on. I've got a couple of people that I'm chatting to at the moment, so I hope that in the next couple of weeks we can get that sorted.
And would the likelihood be that if you were looking to strengthen the batting, that might be an overseas he might come in, Paul?
No, it'll be an overseas bowler all-rounder to come in for the first part of the season. As I say, if we could get a domestic batter for next season, which we still could do, then that would be the way that we go. Because, you know, we've got Hughesy, and we've got a lot of batting in our group and it's shown that, you know, no disrespect to Gurinder, you know, it's shown that when you have the quality of someone like Jaydev, and obviously Jade at the start of the season, you know, that's what you need, that's what you pay your money for with your overseas, to help you in games of cricket. And you know, so at the moment we're nicely set. But as I say, because of the unknown around the fixtures, I couldn't really start planning with Jaydev in terms of what games to come back to, because until 2 days ago we didn't know how many games we'd be playing next year. So thankfully that's sorted, and we can start sort of finishing off our plans now.
Final question, what about you? You said you were exhausted. It's a long old 6 months, Paul. Do you get a breather now, or are you the sort of bloke who there's never any really downtime?
Yeah, no, I've got probably 3.5 weeks where I will be in the office at Hove now, just plotting and planning and making sure I get the overseas sorted, make sure that the players that are leaving us, we look after them well, and help them on their way, and anything else that I need to do around the club, get that sorted, and then I'll have a couple of weeks off. But I must say I'm looking forward to those couple of weeks off, because it has been tough, it's been tiring, and maybe I need to listen to my wife, who says I could do with getting a little bit fitter myself, and that might help me with my energy level. So I'm sure she'll be on to me from Monday onwards, that might help me, which it might do. But yeah, mentally I'm just about there now. You know, I don't sleep well during games, and I find it all hard work, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, you know, being with young people keeps you young. We've got a few strange ones in our dressing room with their humour that never stop me laughing all day long, and I suppose that's one good thing, if you can keep laughing and keep enjoying it. And never forget that, you know, we're incredibly lucky and incredibly blessed to be involved in a game that, you know, is a fantastic game. I'm hugely disappointed with the outcome of the voting from the clubs in terms of county schedule for next season. I'm not amazed, because I've been involved in county cricket for 40 years now. We've never been able to agree a schedule, but with all the money that's come into the game, there's never been a better time for everyone to come together and make a common sense decision for the future of county cricket. But there's too many people with self-interest that only want what's best for them, and they don't want what's best for the club and for games of cricket. We're very lucky at Sussex that, you know, John Philby, myself, Pete Fitzboyden, we've been aligned in this all the way through. But obviously, unfortunately, around the country that's not the case. But I could spend another half an hour talking to you on that. Maybe we do that another time. But, you know, I'm hugely disappointed with the outcome of what's gone on this week in county cricket, to think that all we're going to do is take off 220 over games next year, and that's the best we can come up with. It just shows that, you know, that need to get some good people in the right places in county cricket, bang some heads together and actually come up with a proper schedule that works for everybody. Supporters who love the game, players who play the game, and everyone else, ground staff and everyone else that's involved in it, because it's getting harder and harder. And I get members saying, oh, surely 2 games won't make any difference, but we need to find a way to have a programme that works for everybody. It's not just about the players, it's about members, supporters, about ground staff, as I say. It's about everyone that's involved in the county game. But we just can't seem to do it, and it's hugely disappointing. But as I say, probably today's not the day to have my rant on that one.
Paul, thanks for your time, thanks for all your interviews during the season, and have a good winter. Look forward to seeing you next April.
Adrian, thank you, and thanks for all your support with us as well, and great knowing you're a fellow Chelsea fan. That's the only reason I talk to you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.